So this is your King of Kings. It's Sunday afternoon. And I was just watching a bit of a documentary on the beginnings of methamphetamine. And it's magnificent the way it happened. And the thing is, it's a beautiful drug. I've taken pretty much every form of it there is. Since I was about 16 years old. Anyway, the problem is if you don't have discipline, I mean good, strong, well-founded, proven, dependable discipline with stuff, then drugs, like anything else, will flip your lid. It's like not everybody should be licensed to drive a Ferrari. Certainly don't give your 16-year-old kid the keys to your Ferrari. You would say this. Well, this is the same. Like, this is not explained to children. Like school doesn't teach you how to examine yourself. What they're teaching now, what they're teaching kids now is how to be reactionary, not introspective much at all. And so, for me to learn discipline cost me damn near my goddamn life. Whereas if somebody had told me when I was 6 years old, like, oh, discipline's cool. It's like muscles, you gotta work on building it for yourself. Make it an advantage to the kid. And so the kid learns as he progresses, and by the time he's like 12 or 14, he's like, heck, I didn't punch out Billy even though I could have. I didn't beat up my little sister too, and she bugged me to crazy. It was all her fault, and I didn't do that. So I'm feeling kind of good about myself. And when you conduct yourself consistent with the Tao, the energy flow that life comes from and is going to, when you flow consistent with that, your subatomic particles grow enlightened. They go. It's like a delicious experience to breathe for them after a while. That's what enlightenment is. It's less heavy, is all. Like, enlightenment doesn't mean you need to turn into some other kind of being. It just means you need to unload the junk you're carrying around with you. And we have no experience of doing that because nobody teaches that. And that's Christ's whole damn teaching to begin with. A lot of the stuff you talked about wasn't said. It wasn't written down. But like in Christ's time, like now people talk, around the edges, down the block and shit, and like everybody knows, for instance, that if the Zionists didn't kill Charlie Kirk, they were praying for somebody too. You say that? Like right off the hot bench and Miss Nasty A who comes out and says, I didn't do it. Is that the mark of an unguilty mind? Anyway, the thing is, kids not even like the advantages of being truthful to myself are not even mentioned to kids. This is why I've got kids shooting each other to death for pissing each other off, for fuck's sake. Like when I was a kid, if some guy pissed me off, and it'd continue, I'd punch the fuck out of him, or I'd lose. I'd win or lose. But it would never occur to me to diminish myself to take a fucking weapon. That just proves I'm a loser right off the hop. Like, in my neighborhood, when I grew up, that's how it would have been perceived. It's called dirty fighting to the extreme. Like that was just frowned on. Like no boy I ever grew up with would tolerate that. I don't know where the fuck they are now, putting up with all this bullshit that's going on around here. Anyway, this is your King of Kings speaking with you on Sunday afternoon. inching up to the middle of November 2025. What are we going to do? What are we going to do with this world? If you were the king of everything, and God was your best buddy, what would you do?